In response to a lack of sales, and I mean a big problem in Germany, BYD have responded by reducing EV prices by 15%. BYD now believe that their EVs are price competitive in Germany. However, if we look at what BYD has done in Germany over the past 12 months, I'd say this is probably not correct. But why is BYD doing this? Well, here is the reason. In 2023, BYD was selling EVs for the entire year in Germany, or attempting to anyway. They sold 4,000 electric cars in 2023. And that was a terrible result for the company. Now, why am I reporting on this? Because no one else is. This story is not reported anywhere else. I've searched the internet. There's not a single YouTuber. There's not a single news article about this story. If this were Tesla, there'd be hundreds of thousands of people saying, woe is Tesla. And to be honest, Tesla hasn't done that well in Germany either. In fact, Tesla sales in Germany in 2023 fell by 9% versus 2022, which is quite a surprise when you're considering the fact that the German car market actually grew in 2023 versus 2022. So what's going on? Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. In 2023, 2.85 million cars were sold in Germany. This is the biggest car market in Europe by quite a wide margin. In fact, even though more than 85% of EVs, more than 85% of cars sold in Norway are fully electric, the German EV market is still significantly bigger than Norway's car market. So, how many electric cars were sold in Germany in 2023? The number was actually quite large. Exactly 524,000 electric cars were sold in Germany in 2023. Tesla sold around 63,000, which was less than the 69,000 it sold in 2022. Bit of a shock to some. And it is a bit of a shock when you look at Tesla's growth in Europe, because Tesla has sold around 25% more electric cars in Europe than what they sold in 2022. Clearly, almost all of those sales gains were outside of Germany, such as Norway, for example. But BYD, well, it's true that Tesla struggled, but BYD's struggles in Germany have been much, much worse. Selling only 4,000 electric cars of an entire car market of 2.8 million means that BYD had 0.1% market share in Germany, or approximately 0.8% EV market share. 0.8% is clearly not what BYD thought would happen. But it's really of no surprise to me personally, and the reason is this. BYD's electric cars are simply way too expensive in Germany. Think about it this way, right? The BYD Atto 3, the long-range version, costs around 53,000 Australian dollars. In Germany, it costs 50,000 euros. That equates to approximately 85,000 Australian dollars. Why is it so much more expensive? I mean, why is it 40% more expensive in Germany than what it is in Australia? And about 45% more expensive in Germany than it is in Thailand. And about, 1,000,000% more expensive than it is in China. I mean, the Atto 3 starts at a ridiculously cheap 17,000 US dollars. So that's about 15,500 euros in China. Why are BYD charging more than triple the price in Germany? No one seems to know. But apparently, a lot of this pricing comes from BYD's local car dealers. BYD doesn't have dealers, they sell through existing dealers, and those dealers probably had a bit of power in terms of the prices they'd set. They don't appear to be that interested in selling BYD EVs, and I think BYD is starting to think, well, maybe this was a mistake selling EVs through these existing dealerships because our vehicles simply aren't selling. Now, BYD has slashed the prices of the Atto 3 now. So the price has been discounted by approximately 15%, all the way down to around about 41,000 euros. That does mean, though, the Atto 3's only around 4,500 euros cheaper than a Tesla Model Y. Now, you might be thinking, well, they're similar cars. That's sort of true, but the Tesla Model Y does have more range, and it's a much bigger vehicle. And it's also a known brand. Obviously, in Germany, if you said to someone, have you got a Tesla? If someone said to you, what car have you got? And you said a Tesla, they'd say, okay, I know what that is. But if you said to someone, what car have you got? And they said a BYD, well, most people wouldn't actually know what that is. So it's an unknown brand trying to gain a footing in a new car market. And that's another reason BYD are struggling. Now, this might be a surprise to some people because the BYD Atto 3 was actually the fourth best-selling electric car in the world in 2023. But of course, 90% of those sales actually came in China. BYD now sell the Dolphin, the Atto 3, and the Seal, and they actually have small numbers of BYD Han EVs sitting in dealerships as well that haven't sold as of yet. Now, that's not a future car for them. Their focus is those three models, the Dolphin, the Atto 3, and the Seal. Automotive News reported that BYD had discounted the price of the Atto 3 down to 47,000 euros earlier this year. And now the price has been discounted down to 40,000 to 41,000 euros. So approximately 43,000 US dollars. Still a lot more expensive than what it costs here in Australia. The Atto 3 has a BYD Blade battery. It's a 60.5 kilowatt hour battery. It gives it a 420 kilometer WLTP range. And it is 4,455 millimeters long, 1,875 millimeters wide, 74 inches wide, 175 inches long, and 1,615 millimeters tall, or 63 inches tall. Now, I actually owned a BYD Atto 3. The only reason I sold it, the main reason I sold it was because we went to Thailand and we needed a lot of money to pay for Shanna's cancer doctor in Thailand. We spent a few $100s there on cancer treatments for her stage 4 cancer. And that was the key reason that we sold that vehicle. It was a decent car. I did think my experience driving a Tesla Model Y, a friend's Tesla Model Y, I thought the Model Y was definitely a step up in terms of quality and in terms of, just the overall driving experience. The software worked better, etc. But the Atto 3 is still a pretty good car. Is it worth 41,000 euros or even 47,000 euros as what it was before? Of course not. It's not worth paying 3 times what you pay in China. Maybe double, yeah, that's reasonable. And what you pay in Australia seems reasonable, 53,000 Australian dollars, which is approximately 30,000 euros. But 47,000 euros, you can really see why they're not selling. And the other problem here is this: the locally made Volkswagen ID.4, which is obviously a bigger car with more range than the BYD Atto 3, costs only 43,900 euros. So for the last 12 months, the Volkswagen ID.4 has been substantially cheaper, 3,000 euros cheaper than the Atto 3. Now, that's not the case anymore, but I still don't think BYD are likely to sell that many based on these current prices. Now, BYD has been cutting prices, not just in Germany, but also in China. So has Tesla, in fact. Both companies have cut prices. In fact, today, Tesla just cut prices of the Model 3 and the Model Y, both new versions of those cars. BYD has also slashed the prices of every single one of its cars over the past 3 months. Numerous other automakers within the last 7 days in China have slashed prices. China is a tough market. Very hard to make a profit selling EVs at such low prices in China, which is why I'm personally a little bit confused by BYD's strategy. The European car market is massive. The EV market in Europe is massive. The EV market in Germany is enormous. You're looking at nearly 600,000 electric cars. BYD, in my opinion, could possibly even take half that market share if they really, really wanted to. I mean, if they were sending the Seagull for, say, 20% more than they charge in China, 20% more than they charge for the Atto 3, 20% more than they charge for the Seal. Let's say they just added a 20% premium to all of their EVs, or let's say 5 or 6 different models. They would sell literally tens of thousands of them in Europe. But for some reason, BYD's EVs are relatively expensive in Germany and in Europe. And it's not working. Now, what are your thoughts? Do you think BYD's European strategy will work at some point in time? Customers will just change their minds and start buying BYD's EVs? Or do you think it's just not going to play out? Now, to give you some context here, BYD sold 4,000 EVs in Germany. And you might be thinking, well, that's because they're Chinese. However, MG's market share actually rose. In fact, their sales rose by 25% in 2023 on the back of sales success from the MG4 electric car. They delivered 21,232 vehicles. Substantially bigger number. I mean, MG is a significantly smaller EV company versus BYD, but they managed to deliver 21,232 vehicles in Germany versus BYD's 4,000. It can be done, but for whatever reason, BYD just aren't doing it currently. Thank you for watching.